What's up everybody and welcome back to Age of Empires Tips. In this video I am going to talk about tool rushing. Now tool rushing is, as the name suggests, a strategy where you attack your opponent in the tool age early on. Now tool rushing can be a very effective strategy, especially in 1 versus 1 games, and also in team games tool rushing might sometimes be a very good option. Tool rushes can be very effective. If you do it right, you can kill your opponent, especially if you catch him off guard and your opponent doesn't really know what to do and he has no idea what the hell is going on. There are actually many types of tool rushes, and obviously I won't be able to show them all in just a single video. So in this video I will look specifically at the Axeman rush. And in particular I will show you the setup that you need in order to set yourself up for success if you want to do an Axeman tool rush. Anyway, now that all that is out of the way, let's simply start the game. Now you start off as usual, queuing 4 villagers at your town center, 2 villagers make a house, and the 3rd villager explores around your town center in order to find your berries. Now, I happen to find my berries very quickly, which is very beneficial. As soon as you found your berries, though, you really want to get foraging as soon as possible. Make sure your granary placement is in check. Now, put 5 villagers on your berry bushes, as usual, in order to make sure that you do not have an idle town center and you can keep creating villagers, which is very important. Now, if your berry bushes are pretty bad and your villagers have to walk a small distance to the granary, simply put a 6th villager on the granary, on berry bushes. Now, obviously 5 villagers on berries is going to be more beneficial to you than 6, because you will be able to make your first storage pit sooner. However, you must keep in mind that the most important thing of the beginning of the game is to be able to constantly create new villages, and if there's even a tiny delay in between villager creation time, then you're going to be behind on your opponent, which is very bad. So whether you have 5 or 6 villagers on berries, just make sure that you're constantly creating new villagers from your town center. Now, the rest of the villagers will chop wood around your town center in order to get ready to build your first storage pit, and 1 villager will be used to explore around your town center to find any food that might be available but hiding in the shadows. Don't forget to make houses in time, of course. I used my 6th villager to build the 2nd house, and I used my explorer to build the 3rd house. How you build your houses is up to you, of course, but make sure to build them in time. Now at this point you might want to introduce a 2nd explorer in order to speed up the process of finding some decent food, and I did find some decent food over here. So there's 2 elephants, some berries, and some deer next to a forest. Now I'll start off with luring that elephant to my town center. This will give a major boost to my food income, which is very, very important in a tool rush, because getting to the tool age quickly is all about getting enough food very quickly. The idea basically is to make no more than 20 villagers. 20 villagers is the ideal amount, and then to click the upgrade for the tool age around the 7-minute mark. Earlier is better. Much later is going to be really bad for you. So it's very important to gather enough food in time, and if you come across an elephant near to your town center, make sure to hunt it immediately, otherwise it might be too late. So here I have a storage pit next to some forest and some deer, which is really nice, and this will make sure that I will be tooling very quickly. And this is of course what a tool rush is all about. Tooling very quickly and getting rid of your opponent as soon as possible. I know that my men are very eager to kill the enemy very quickly, but they need my proper guidance in order to do so. I am pretty confident that you will be able to guide your civilization to a victory in the Tool Age very quickly. Simply keep watching this video. So now I am at the 20 villager mark, which is the ideal amount of villagers that you want to have for a tool rush. So you want to stop making villagers around this time, and also you want to look for your enemy. Obviously you need to know where your opponent is before you can start attacking him. So push 2 villagers forward in order to find the opponent and make sure to build some barracks near his town. Now in this game I have already found my opponent here, which is yellow, but obviously in other games you might have to explore just a little bit more in order to find your opponent. Now, once you found your opponent, drop a barracks near to his town, but make sure that he doesn't know where you are building your barracks, because he might want to harass you a little bit, and that may actually prevent you from being able to build your barracks. And this is also one of the reasons why you explore with 2 villagers and not with 1 when you're trying to find your opponent. One, because you can you will be able to defend better against enemy villagers, and also building a barracks with just a single villager can be quite slow, and it will save you from wild animals as well. It's much easier to kill a lion with 2 villagers than it is with 1. Now usually you want to make 2 barracks near your opponent's town center. And also make sure that you train some clubmen before you even hit the Tool Age. And once you hit the Tool Age, you will be able to upgrade them into Axeman. And you will have an army readily available as soon as you hit the Tool Age. And as soon as you hit the Tool Age, there's a few things that you want to do. Now first, you want to upgrade your clubmen into Axeman. Second, you want to upgrade the armor of your clubmen. This is very important, as it will prevent villagers killing your units. And also you want to make sure that you upgrade their attack. Now, sometimes the villagers of your opponent might engage in a fight with you. Do not fight their villagers unless the upgrade that boosts your Axeman's defenses is ready. Otherwise, some villagers might easily take down an Axeman, and obviously you don't want to waste all that food on your Axeman. So if they are engaging in a fight with you before you have your upgrades ready, simply run away from their villagers, and they will simply waste time chasing your Axeman, while those villagers could actually have collected some resources. Just make sure that you have the armor upgrade ready before you start fighting villagers. Now the computer is very dumb. He continues to fight off my Axeman with his villagers. Of course, a real human player won't really do this. He will simply run away, and you will have to put some more effort into exploring the area with your Axeman in order to chase down his villagers. Now, while you are rushing, make sure that your economy back home is still flowing nicely, because no economy will mean no Axeman. If you have some berries left over, now would be a good time to use them, because foraging requires a lot less micromanagement than hunting, obviously. Also, you might get rust yourself, so try to wall in your wood cutters if it is possible. Now, what do you do if you cannot find your opponent's villagers? Now, if you can't find his villagers, make sure to scout the map using your Axeman to find his villagers. And with the remaining Axeman, simply kill vital buildings such as houses, town centers, and that kind of stuff. This will really hinder his progress, because he will have to keep making houses, and that's usually very annoying. and will hinder his progress while you are scouting the map with 1 or 2 Axemen trying to find his villagers. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and if you have any questions or whatsoever, make sure to leave them in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.